Hi, I'm Scott from Mescal Kids, and in today's course I'm going to be showing you how to make a tech house track from start to finish. I'll show you how to make killer stabs, rolling bass lines, and I'll show you to arrange it from start to finish. We're also giving you the opportunity to take part in a remix competition where there'll be some awesome prizes up for grabs, including a top prize of £500 and the opportunity to release your track via Sonic Academy Records. So without further ado, let's get into the session. Hi and welcome back to the next video, where we're going to be taking a look at adding some different synth fills and different melody lines to kind of pick up the pace and add a little bit of interest and a few bits of ear candy as the track's progressing. Now, unlike more melodic genres like melodic techno and trance and things like that, where it's heavily reliant on rhythm and on melodic elements and full riffs and musicality, the style of track that we're doing today, obviously, it's more of a housey, tech house, underground kind of track. So it's more about adding elements that complement the groove and kind of add interest, as opposed to them actually taking the lead. So with this kind of record, we've got the bass line, the drums and the vocal that are kind of really driving it, and then obviously having a track at 5.5, 6 minutes that are just revolved around those three elements, then it does start to get a bit static and boring. So we do need to start adding different elements just to kind of add a bit of quirk and a bit of, excitement to the track. So the first couple of sounds that we're going to look at are just a couple of sounds that I got off Anna. And we've got this one called FM Donk and these ones called Tech Stabs. Okay, so let's just play these and see how they sound. So you can hear that they're quite stabby and kind of intermittent in how they're sequenced. And as I like to teach people or advise people in the production process, music's like having a conversation and it's all about talk and reply. So it's kind of fitting these little elements in, pinging around other elements, and almost like little conversations going off within the track itself. So the simplicity of this sound, it's an FM Donk. It's literally just a preset from Anna. I was scrolling through some patches and I come across this preset called FM Rave Donk, and it just sounds like this. Now, I haven't actually done much to the patch in terms of synthesis. It's pretty much straight out the synth itself. All I've done is added a small cut on the low end and then a little bit more reverb just to kind of put it in its own space. Now, rhythmically, what I'm doing is I'm having one hit hitting every 2 bars, and then on the 4th bar, I've just added more of a kind of faster rhythm, which gives it this kind of feel. And that's coming in every 4. Obviously, if I were to do that every bar, it'd be way too busy, way too much going off, and kind of takes away the excitement from it when it does actually come in. The good thing about using these on 4s and 8s is that it's kind of flinging the track round into a new cycle every time, where we can kind of take elements out or add elements, and just really good elements just to kind of, keep the track exciting and interesting. So secondary to that, we've got a stab hit. This is also off Anna. And this patch is just called Tech Stabs 2. So let's have a quick listen to that. Really nice sound. You can see that the chord itself is actually being generated from Anna itself. You can hear if I turn off that chord trigger, it's just playing a single note. But when it's activated, it's stacking a few different layers in pitch on top of each other and giving us a nice, like, classic Detroit house sound. So that's just falling on the second bar, and this is what I'm saying about different musical elements having conversations. So on the first bar, you can hear that we've got the rave donk. And on the second bar, we've got the stab to kind of reply. So the donk's kind of calling out, and then the stab replies. And then that grooves around your vocal chops and your bass line and everything else. So processing wise on that, same again, just a little bit of bottom end off, and then a little bit of Valhalla room just to put it in its own space. I do believe we've got another synth in another bus, so let me just go over to the complete arrangement and drag that in. So I copy that and drag it back. In fact, what we'll do actually, we'll just create another little sub break here, a little sub break, and we'll just kind of copy 8 bars and then 8 bars again. Now what we'll do in this little sub break, we'll remove the synths that I've just shown you, put the bass line on another channel which is called bass cut. Now what this is doing is just simply just taking off the bottom end. So as we're going into like a mini kind of breakdown, as the track wants to breathe a bit before it comes back round on the cycle, we're just going to take away the bottom end. So I think I've done the same on the kick here. So if I drag the kick down to this kick filter channel, you'll see I've also took, sorry, this bottom one, you'll see that I've also took the bottom end away from this. So we're just getting a bit of a rest, and it's giving us a chance to drop in again and things to feel fresh. So on this mini break here, we've got another couple of synths that we can kind of scatter about throughout the arrangement, and they've also come off Anna as well. And the first one is a patch called Fish Go Bleep, and it sounds like that. You can hear there's quite a long echo. Now that's an automation from Logic's standard echo plugin. So if I turn that off, you can hear it's a lot shorter. There's no kind of release with the echoes. But because we're in a kind of little sub break and we want it to be building up to drop back in, I've just automated the echo so it forms like a rising effect. So secondary to that, we've got an instance of the same patch, but all I've done is instead of it being on this octave, we've knocked it up an octave. So back to the theory of call and response. The first one will hit on the first bar at a lower octave. The second one will then come in at a higher octave, and then they'll both follow the same suit with the echo automation. And when that drops back in, it'll get completely dry. So let's just have a play around with this and see how it sounds. A few bits of smoothing to go on there actually. I've left a few bits of stray automation. But as you could hear then, the sound was actually opening up. Now this is also a good technique. So by default, if I open Anna up, you can see that this parameter here, the filter cutoff, has been automated. So when this automation line is at the bottom, the filter is all the way down to the left. But what we can do to add some intensity and interest is just create a ramp and just have both of these, both the low octave and the high one, just open up as we come towards the end of the mini break. So let's just check that. And then there's other things we can do obviously around these synths. We can kind of go back to the vocal chop we had, maybe do a bit of pitch shifting on it again, so that vocal's rising with it. Maybe a bit of reverb as well. And then also, as I did message mentioned in the last video, we had a longer vocal phrase that we were using, so I'll just go back over to arrangement, and we'll just finish that mini break with the full vocal phrase, just to give an example of how things are going to sound as the track progresses. So there we go, we've got a few more synths, talk and reply, a few variations of donk, a stab, and then a couple of synths that talk to each other on different octaves. Utilising effects and automation, we can then grow these mini breaks, and then we'll fully grow a bigger breakdown for the main break. And this is all just adding interest and keeping things exciting and pushing the rhythm. And as the track goes on, we'll take things out, put more things in, create more intensity and a kind of tension as things are building. But let's just have a quick listen to what we've done, and let's play this section, and then we'll obviously hear how things are going to how things are starting to kind of pan out a bit now, and there's kind of a bit more, you know, ear candy going off. So. So what we'll probably add as things goes on, we'll add a few atmospheres and kind of more growing effects in the background, but we'll get to that in a later video. So yeah, so that's it on Synths so far. There's a few more elements that I'll add as we go on and progress the track, as and when I feel things are needed. But for now, yeah, that's it on the Synths, and I'll see you in the next video.